We live in a world where silence has become suspicious. Look around. Everyone is sharing everything. Your breakfast, your vacation, your face at every filtered angle. Social media has become a global stage where billions perform daily, seeking validation through hearts, likes, and comments. But then there are those people. The ones who exist but remain invisible online. The ones who sit quietly at parties observing, not recording. The ones whose profiles are dormant or perhaps don't exist at all. If you have ever wondered why someone would choose to stay hidden in an age of oversharing, listen closely, because what we are about to reveal isn't just about social media. It is about the deepest layers of human psychology. Let's start by shattering the biggest myth. When we see someone who never posts, our brain makes a lazy assumption. We think they must be insecure, they must be shy, or maybe their life is just boring. But psychology suggests the exact opposite. What looks like insecurity to the noisy world is often a sign of supreme internal security. You see, most posting behavior is driven by an external need. It is an unconscious audition for belonging. Every caption, every photo says, "This is who I am. Do you approve?" We use the internet as a digital mirror to reflect back our worth. But the people who don't post, they have hacked the system. They have achieved what psychologists call a strong internal locus of control. This means their sense of value comes entirely from within. Think about it. If you truly feel good about yourself, why would you need a stranger to confirm it? If your identity is solid like a rock, why would you need to perform it on a stage? These people aren't hiding, they are simply not seeking. They have realized that validation is like a drug. The more you get, the more you need. By refusing to post, they are detoxing from the dopamine loop that the rest of us are trapped in. They have found something most people spend their whole lives searching for: self-worth that does not fluctuate based on public opinion. But this is just the surface. Beneath this security lies a much darker, more fascinating reason related to how the brain processes performance. What happens to your brain when you stop treating your life as content? And why is audience fatigue destroying our ability to be happy? In the next part, we will dive into the science of the performance trap. Let's dig deeper. Why is posting so draining? Because social media has turned life into a constant audition. Psychologists call this identity crafting. Most of what we see online isn't communication, it is a curated performance. Every time you post, you are unconsciously asking, is this version of me good enough? But here is the scientific cost of that performance. There is a term called self-objectification. Studies show that when you post photos of yourself regularly, your brain literally starts to see you as an object to be evaluated, rather than a person to be experienced. You become two people, the performer and the critic. You start viewing your own life through the eyes of an imaginary audience. You are no longer just at the beach, you are checking the lighting. You are no longer just eating dinner, you are checking the aesthetic. This split is mentally exhausting. It creates a state of low-level anxiety called audience fatigue. The people who don't post, they have opted out of this theater completely. They refuse to fragment themselves. In psychology, there is a concept called congruence, the alignment between who you are inside and who you show to the world. In the age of filters, that alignment is constantly distorted. We edit out the bad days, the boredom, and the mess. We present a highlight reel. But the silent observers value authenticity over performance. They don't want to distort who they are for likes. They don't want to reduce their complex, messy, beautiful identity into a flat, digestible image. To them, their true self is something more than what can be captured in a 4-5 aspect ratio. They would rather be unseen than be misrepresented. This isn't just a preference, it is a form of identity preservation. Think about the freedom of that. When you don't post, you become immune to judgment because there is nothing to judge, no photo to criticize, no caption to analyze, no comparison to make. You escape the theater of appearances. You stop acting and start living. You eat without photographing. You travel without tagging. You feel without explaining. And because you aren't busy capturing the moment for others, you are the only one who actually gets to keep it. But this silence does something else, something very powerful socially. By staying hidden, these people inadvertently create a magnetic force. In the next part, we will explore the power of mystery and why scarcity makes them more valuable than the influencers. Here's a brutal truth about human nature. We do not value what is constantly available. We value what is rare. In economics, this is the law of scarcity. In psychology, it works exactly the same way. When someone posts nonstop, their breakfast, their gym routine, their complaints, they are flooding the market with their presence. They become predictable. And in a world oversaturated with noise, predictability is boring. But the people who don't post, they have inadvertently mastered the art of social scarcity. By showing less, they make their presence weigh more. A single photo from them once a year carries more weight than 500 stories from an influencer. Why? Because it is an event. It is a glimpse into a world that isn't always open for business. They understand that diamonds are valuable because they are hidden deep underground, not because they are scattered on the sidewalk for everyone to step on. This creates a powerful psychological aura, mystery. In a culture where everyone is an open book, the person who keeps the pages closed becomes an enigma. You don't know where they are. You don't know who they are dating. You don't know what they are thinking. And because the human brain hates incomplete information, it fills in the gaps. We become curious. We lean in. We project intelligence and depth onto their silence. Mystery generates respect. While others exhaust themselves screaming, "Look at me," the silent ones generate a magnetic pull without saying a word. They understand that expectation is far more powerful than saturation. But there is also a practical, social benefit to this mystery. It acts as a filter. When you don't broadcast your life, you force people to interact with you genuinely. If I want to know how you are, I can't just passively watch your story and tap a heart reaction. I have to text you. I have to call you. I have to ask, "How have you been?" This separates the spectators from the friends. Those who don't post have learned to distinguish genuine interest from superficial curiosity. Their relationships are built on conversation, not consumption. They don't have followers, they have connections. But beyond the social power, there is something even more personal at stake. It's about memory. In the next part, we will explore psychological ownership and why the things you don't post are the only things that truly belong to you. There is a modern proverb that asks, if you didn't post it, did it even happen? To the people who don't post, the answer is yes, and it happened more intensely because I didn't pause to capture it. This brings us to a fascinating concept called psychological ownership. Content 2 revealed a subtle truth. When you experience a beautiful moment, a sunset, a joke, a victory, it belongs deeply to you. But the second you post it, that sense of ownership fades, the moment stops being yours. It becomes shared property. It becomes open to interpretation, judgment, or even indifference. A sacred memory is reduced to a piece of content for others to scroll past while sitting on the toilet. Those who keep their lives private understand this. Secrecy preserves value. They are guarding their sense of ownership over life itself. They know that once a moment is broadcasted, it loses its intimacy. It's the difference between a private whisper and a public announcement. Furthermore, this choice changes their relationship with time. When you live to post, you are constantly stepping outside of the moment to record it. You are thinking about angles, lighting, and captions. You are not the protagonist of your life, you are the cameraman. But the silent observers, they inhabit the moment fully. They see colors richer. They feel emotions deeper. They aren't dining to get a heart on their plate. They are dining to taste the food. They aren't traveling to prove they went somewhere. They are traveling to be there. Psychologically, this creates a different kind of memory. A social media photo captures only the surface, but a private memory captures the nuance, the smell of the air, the feeling of the wind, the texture of the silence. In a world that screams, "Share everything," keeping things for yourself is a form of spiritual discipline. It is a reminder that not every truth is meant for the crowd. Your heartbreaks, your private victories, your quiet acts of kindness, these things do not need witnesses to be real. In fact, they are real because they have no witnesses. Those who don't post have realized that the most beautiful things in life are not meant to be displayed, they are meant to be felt. So, is this silence a form of rebellion, or is it the ultimate form of freedom? In the final part, we will answer the question, who are you when no one is watching, and reveal the ultimate strength of the invisible. So we arrive at the final truth. Not posting on social media is not just a habit. It is a rebellion. In an economy that trades on attention, where algorithms are designed to turn you into a product, withdrawing your participation is a radical act. By refusing to post, you are telling the world, my life is not for consumption, my experiences are not for sale, my identity is not up for a vote. You become invisible to the metrics that enslave everyone else. You cannot be measured by likes because you don't play the game. And in a world obsessed with being seen, disappearing is the ultimate luxury. Content 3 predicted something profound. The true luxury of the future will not be having more followers. It will be having the courage not to need them. We are moving into an era where privacy is the new status symbol. To be unknown is to be free. To be unwatchable is to be untouchable. The people who don't post have realized that confidence is quiet, insecurity is loud. The lion doesn't need to roar every 5 minutes to remind the jungle it is a lion. It just is. And you just are. So I will leave you with the question that haunts this entire topic. A question that separates the performers from the living. Who are you when no one is watching? If the internet shut down tomorrow, if there were no archives, no profiles, no audience, would you still live your life with the same intensity? Would you still dress the same, travel the same, love the same? Those who don't post already know the answer. They live without witnesses, and precisely for that reason. Their life is entirely, unapologetically their own. You don't have to delete your accounts to find this peace. You just have to realize that you are the protagonist, not the prop. The photos you never post, the moments only you remember, those are the ones that truly belong to you. So go out there, live deeply, love quietly, and remember, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to keep your magic entirely for yourself. See you in the next video, or maybe not, and that uncertainty, that is exactly the point. So after watching this, what's your take? Be sure to leave a comment down below.